30 years of joyfulness. Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to the Midday News. The news is live on Joy 99.7 FM, hits 103.9 FM in Accra, on Love 99.5 in Kumasi, and myjoyonline.com. We're also live in all 16 regions of Ghana via our various affiliates, live on X Spaces and Facebook. The Midday News is supported by Petrosol Platinum Energy, energizing dreams. This afternoon, President Mahama rules out a full-scale trade war with the United States over the imposition of a 10% tariff on Ghana, directing government officials to continue diplomatic talks with the U.S. on the matter.
The President has charged us to ensure that all efforts are made to ensure that this problem is addressed. If he has to intervene, he will certainly do that.
Meanwhile, Czech Republic President set to arrive in Ghana for a 3-day state visit as Ghana becomes the country's 4th largest trade partner in sub-Saharan Africa. Also coming up this afternoon, 30 security guards employed by a Nigerian businessman arrested by national security put before court as police investigates allegations of an illegal private army operating under the guise of providing him protection.
We ransacked all the boys, pick them up. We were told that anybody who come up, he will fire a weapon. And so we called for reinforcement. We managed to arrest him.
Well, we'll also tell you the involvement of President Mahama's brother in the entire episode.
Every now and then, teachers and pupils are chased out of the class by snakes.
We apologize for that wrong instead. We have sports.
And outgoing president of the Ghana Olympic Committee, Ben Nuno Mensah, has advised government to consider bidding for the hosting rights of the 2028 Commonwealth Youth Games.
Every now and then, teachers and pupils are chased out of the class by snakes. Snakes have to chase a teacher in the class out there from the mango tree. Even the main class, a snake.
Well, we'll bring you that. We'll take you to Siru Basic School in the Wawas district where pupils and teachers risk snake and scorpion bites to learn more. And that's it for this bulletin. We'll be right back after this break. And this afternoon, Joy News is learning that President John Mahama will not opt for retaliatory tariffs on America, but will instead explore further negotiations to avert the impact of the latest decision by the U.S. President Donald Trump to impose a 10% import tariff on Ghana. Ghana's Foreign Minister Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa, together with other government officials, held extensive talks with the United States Ambassador to America, Virginia Palmer, who disclosed to Joy News after the meeting yesterday that there was a need for further discussions on the matter.
Meeting with the Minister of Foreign Affairs, and we talked about how the relationship with Ghana is very strong and how we can keep it going that way, and the sort of details of what these global tariffs are and some things where the United States and Ghana can improve our trade relations.
We're in the lowest tariff regime. What does that mean to between the relations?
Well, I hope that it means that Ghana will have some benefit vis-a-vis its competitors, but we'll dig in and continue to talk.
Well, after receiving full briefing on the matter, Deputy Trade Minister Samson Ahi has disclosed that President John Mahama has directed them to do everything within their power to resolve the controversial tariff imposed on Ghana's exports by U.S. President Donald Trump. He explains why a full-blown tariff will not be helpful in the Ghanaian economy.
We briefed the President after the meeting. Myself and the Foreign Affairs Minister met with the President, and then we briefed the President, and he also largely believes that we should pursue the trade diplomacy to ensure that something can be done about the tariffs. Because at the end of the day, if you compare the advantages that earned by Ghanaians as against the U.S., we will lose as against the U.S. market. And for that matter, we believe strongly that it's not a time for us to fight. There's no trade war, even though we are not happy with the imposition of the 10% tariffs, but we think that we should adopt more friendly diplomatic way in trying to resolve the matter. But judging from the outcomes of the meeting, I want to assure the business sector and the business community that the government will pursue whatever we have to do to ensure that this matter is resolved so that we can continue to export onto the U.S. market and continue to end the foreign exchange that helps our economy.
And very quickly, you can confirm that the president, then we can expect the president to get involved himself at the presidential level. Is the president going to be involved directly in this conversation to Trump directly?
What I can say is that the president has charged us to ensure that all efforts are made to ensure that this problem is addressed.
It's addressed, okay.
And yes, and I'm sure that once we have his blessings, if he has to intervene, he will certainly do that.
Meanwhile, trade liberalization group Borderless Alliance says the latest development should give Ghana and other African countries the clear indication that intra-African trade are some of the strong tools available to countries in adapting to the changes in the rules-based trading order. Ziad Hamoui is the national president of the Borderless Alliance Ghana.
So here's the thing. And we're still in the non-technical aspects of the tariff debate, right? Because this tariff increase is just the latest sign of an external shock and an amplified effect on Africa. And this is our latest reminder that we need to build our resilience and sustainability in terms of trading and looking for diversification of our trade portfolio and to build the capacities and to connect ourselves to our other partners, namely our African partners. And so before answering directly to your question, I'm looking at the Ghana Statistical Report of the 2024 and looking at the comparison of the performance of trade of Ghana. And so if you look at the export of 2023 to Africa, we exported 38.6 billion cedis, and that is 20.8% of our export. In comparison, that same amount jumped to 59.5 billion to Africa in terms of export. So there's about 21 billion Ghana cedis of additional export into Africa, and there's an additional import from 17.9 billion in 2023 to 27.4 billion. That is a 10 billion of imports from Africa. So that means that the collective efforts of the African countries to trade more among themselves is reflecting positively in Ghana, both in terms of import and export.
Right.
And this is what we talk about, looking at boosting intra-African trade and looking at building the resilience of our collective power as Africans.
Well, so what safe options are available to Ghana? International relations expert Dr. Ishmael Hlovo joins us with more on this. Dr. Hlovo, you're welcome to the Midday News. Well, in spite of this 10% increase, President Mahama discounts Ghana's ability to engage in a trade war with the U.S., even though some countries are doing just that, such as China. Is that the situation from where you sit? Dr. Hlovo, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Great. So I'm saying that President Mahama is discounting Ghana's ability to engage in a trade war with the U.S., even though other countries such as China is doing so. From where you sit, is that the case?
Well, first of all, let me say that
unfortunately, we are experiencing difficulties with the phone line. When we're able to establish contact with Dr. Hlovo, we'll have that conversation. Now, President of the Czech Republic, Petr Pavel, is set to arrive in Ghana for a 3-day state visit. Over the past few years, Ghana has become the Czech Republic's 4th largest trade partner in sub-Saharan Africa, and the visit is expected to further boost it. The long-standing diplomatic ties between the two countries have also resulted in the establishment of several factories, including the Bosso Glass Factory, Bonso Tires, Kumasi Shoe Factory. We'll get in contact with our presidential affairs correspondent Maxwell Agbagba. For more on that, he's live at the Kotoka International Airport. Now, Interior Minister Muntaka Mubarak has urged the Ghana Immigration Service to take a more proactive approach in tackling the rising involvement of foreigners in illegal mining and fraud. During a visit to the GIS office in Kumasi, he stressed the need for stronger enforcement and called for closer collaboration with the police and other agencies to fast-track deportations.
So when we've decided that we are going to carry a lot of difficult decisions with regards to foreigners who are into our forests and also into defrauding people, just do crime. If you are in our forest doing either galamsey or cutting our trees, or you are using what our people popularly call sakawa or defrauding, for these two, we are not interested in prosecuting you. Our first option is to return you back into your country and put you on the stop list. And you are going to be playing a very, very vital role. I know the police are first to do the arrest, or the military or the national security, and the instruction is that when they do, they should hand them over to you. But because of this, your swiftness in intelligence, we want you to also be proactive. So when they do the arrest, also be proactive to go and demand them, so that it will be faster, instead of you waiting for them to come and hand them over to you before you forward them to Accra. But what we are doing, we are not footing the bill of repatriating them in our country. I've told all the embassies, you do it yourself. So once we get them, I mean, there was one, even Ugandan, we told the Ugandan embassy that no, you have to buy the ticket. And they bought the ticket and will return their citizens back to their country. So be rest assured, we have your back, we will support you, we must protect our country.
And you had the Interior Minister, Muntaka Mubarak. Well, let's head back to the Kotoka International Airport, where the President of the Czech Republic, Petr Pavel, is expected to land in Ghana. Maxwell Agbagba is with us on the phone lines. Maxwell, what's the latest? Has he landed yet?
Yes, Maame Esi. The Czech Air Force One carrying the President of the Czech Republic touched down about 10 minutes ago. The President of the Czech Republic just stepped out about a minute ago, and he just finished exchanging pleasantries with the Ghanaian delegation here, which is led by the Chief of Staff, Julius Debra. We also have the Chief of Staff of the Office of the Vice President, Alex Negusia, Foreign Affairs Minister, and many other top officials from both countries are present here. Now, this will be the first state visit hosted by President Mahama since his return to the presidency in January 2025. Now, while in Ghana, President Petr Pavel will hold bilateral talks with President Mahama, address a business forum. He would also inaugurate a Czech-funded health facility and visit the Osuka Soil and Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park. But lined up for today, we have a selection of Guard of Honor sometime around 2 p.m. at the presidency, and then some bilateral discussion and the signing of MOUs later today.
Well, Maxwell, I'm curious, what are the key products driving trade between Ghana and the Czech Republic? Maxwell?
Yeah, hello, Maame Esi.
Yes, was asking, what are the key products driving trade between Ghana and the Czech Republic?
Well, indeed, Ghana has become Czech Republic's fourth largest trade partner in sub-Saharan Africa. For Ghana, it exports products like cocoa, timber, and wood products and gold to Czech Republic. For Czech Republic, it exports machinery, vehicles, electronic equipment, and chemical products, to Ghana. So this visit is expected to further strengthen the trade ties also between the two countries.
And that was Maxwell Agbagba, Presidential Affairs Correspondent at the Kotoka International Airport. Now, Ghana's National Security is investigating Nigerian businessman Benedict Peters over claims he operated a private army and unlawfully blocked access to a residential estate near the Jubilee House. Peters and 30 guards were arrested after a 3-hour standoff with a joint police military team. Joy News sources says he will appear in court this afternoon. Deputy Director of Operations at the Jubilee House, Mustafa Gbande, told Elton Brobe the guards even threatened to open fire during the raid.
We ransacked all the boys, picked them up. We requested that since he has roadblock is a crime. The police should take him to the police station. He refused. We're told that anybody who come up, he will fire a weapon. And so we called for reinforcement. We managed to arrest him, and he's been sent to police regional CID for further interrogation. This same individual, we found him owning a number of vehicles using police siren. You all know that siren vehicles are not allowed for private individuals in this country.
Right.
He owned a number of pickups with floodlights, sirens, and all of that. He's running a team of security individuals. And you also know that you cannot run a security organization in this country if you are not permitted by the Ministry of Interior. And then we found in his possession a number of SUVs unregistered, numbering about 20, Escalade vehicles, very expensive, high-class vehicles, and a police motorcade, of which a number plate was not on it. All of these evidences have been given to the police for further interrogation.
You encountered some men dressed in black holding weapons. Are they state security officials, private individuals?
These guys were not, on our interrogation, are not state officials. They are Benedict Peter's personal security guards.
And they are holding weapons?
These were concealed threats. I have not seen a gun, but they told the officers that if they came in, they were going to fire. And that was what caught our attention. And this was just in close proximity with the Jubilee House.
But involved was Ibrahim Mahama, brother to President Mahama, who was also involved during the standoff. He is Deputy Director of Operations at the Presidency, Mustapha Bande, once again.
A number of these cases are already pending, only for him to, out of impunity, get to this level. And I think that we shouldn't run a country where foreigners take all of us for granted. And you can hold a whole infrastructure of residents to ransom only because you label yourself a big man. This is not Akufo-Addo's regime.
But Mustafa, this clearly falls in the region of a civil matter between occupants of an estate and somebody who claims to also own part of the estate. And I'm wondering why a whole national security will get involved, and then with people like yourself, even the Jubilee House, to get involved. The police could have easily handled this matter.
National security came subsequently. I was there myself. National security came subsequently. Initially, a team of police officers were deployed to the place. When they met the huge number of his bodyguards or his security team, they called for reinforcement. Reinforcement came from Greater Accra. And then Benedict Peter was hiding in one of the apartments. He would never come out.
The media reports also suggest that Mr. Peters went into hiding and refused arrest until the president's brother, Ibrahim Mahama, showed up at the scene.
That is not true. He refused arrest. He went into hiding. We looked for him, found him, brought him down before Mr. Ibrahim Mahama arrived. He was also alarmed when he heard of the disruptions going on because he's a resident.
Mr. Ibrahim Mahama is a resident of this estate?
Yes.
And you heard the Deputy Director of Operations at the Presidency, Mustapha Bande, in an interview with my colleague Elton Brobe. Well, at Siru Basic School in the Wa West District, classrooms have become a danger zone. Snakes and scorpions attack both pupils and teachers, while the straw classrooms offer little protection. Yet the children keep showing up, determined to learn. Emmanuel Jivenu reports.
Children here love to learn. Their thirst for knowledge is unquenchable, but the school they attend is a reflection of the challenges they face daily.
My name is Don Ambatayela Mahatibel, the headmistress of Siru DAKG Primary. We don't have a school structure, so most of the classrooms sit under trees. We construct huts almost every term for people to sit.
The school is also not benefiting from the National School Feeding Program.
The community during the rainy season have to contribute some foodstuffs, then maybe some cash to buy some of the perishable foodstuffs so that they can prepare for the school.
Today, 2 women from the village have volunteered to cook yam and stew for the children. The meal is simple, but for these children, it is a lifeline.
Today is quite a happy day for them, so because they'll get something to eat. But if the school food staffs finish, we have to wait for another harvest season again. And during those times, most of our people stop coming to school because they come to school, they are hungry, and how can a hungry child learn?
Kindergarten 1, 2 and Primary 1 pupils share one classroom. Primary 5 and 6 are crammed into a half-roofed pavilion.
Here we are now. If it is raining, we can't sit. We have to close and go home. So if assuming it's rain like for 3 days, we have to be in the house for 3 days. We can't come to school because of the building. We don't have any.
The classrooms, built with straws and rudimentary materials, have become a haven for reptiles. Snakes, scorpions and other creatures share space with the pupils, making every day a gamble with nature.
Every now and then, teachers and pupils are chased out of the class by snakes. A snake have to chase a teacher in the class out there from the mango tree. Then even the main class, a snake have to chase myself and my people. It fell right from the ceiling, and it has been happening often. It is just God.
But as we are sitting down, we sit small time, we look around where there's something coming. Time we realize a snake will be in the classroom.
Despite the constant threats, the teachers and pupils persist. Their resilience is rooted in the love for learning. But even the most passionate desire to study cannot overcome such dire conditions. Siru Basic School needs the attention and support of a wider community, the government, donors, and citizens alike.
They're also part of Ghana, and they also need a structure to live on.
Siru Basic School's cry for help is not just a call for infrastructure. It is a call for the future of Ghana's children. Emmanuel Jivenu, Joy News, Siru West District, Upper West Region.
And that report is part of our Crumbling Start series. You're still listening to the Midday News here on Joy 99.7 FM. We'll take a break when we return. After 2 years of silent struggle, a young midwife battling both breast and brain cancer has finally received a lifeline. Thanks to a Joy News report, we drew benevolent Ghanaians to donate 300,000 cedis to support her treatment.
We are making a donation of 140,000 Ghana cedis, so you can raise up to the 300,000 needed.
Where did I? Now I don't know many just are. Obiang, what's the chrome ha? And to want to say petrol software energizing dreams for motion. Hey boy.
Petrosol are celebrating their 10 years in grand style. They're giving back to their loyal customers. Hope you have registered at their online portal. Don't say I didn't tell you.
Each month, customers will stand a chance of winning items like tricycles, motorcycles, television sets, refrigerators, phones, fuel vouchers, and many more. But the best part is that at the end of the promo, we will be giving out a grand prize of 2 Suzuki Espresso cars to lucky winners who stay with us all through the promo period. All you need to join is to visit any of our over 100 stations across the country to get registered, or go to www.petrosolcrm.com to register online.
Petrosol, energizing dreams.
When I wake up in the morning, I brush my teeth with Kale Charcoal toothpaste. This gives me confidence all day.
Anytime you meet Amma, don't be surprised I smile showing my beautiful white teeth because I don't have cavity thanks to Kale Charcoal toothpaste for its natural charcoal properties. In fact, we are like twins. I can't go without my Kale Charcoal toothpaste.
That be why I use Kale Charcoal toothpaste morning and night when I go bed safe. It make my teeth white when it come out every scent from my mouth inside. My confidence level they go up, so I show my 32 teeth all.
Introducing the Kale Charcoal toothpaste, formulated with activated bamboo charcoal powder, ensures whiter teeth and removes bad breath. The strong natural property of the activated bamboo charcoal removes bacteria, absorbs surface stains on our teeth caused by coffee, wines, and tobacco. Welcome, Kale Charcoal toothpaste. Kale Charcoal toothpaste, Sankofa Yenchi.
Kale, happy smile.
This advert is FDA approved.
Papa no no, 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 Ankasa. Polita, brand you can trust. Polytank, we get some more Rambo and get some more super. And the Polytank, we did Polytank. Papa no no, 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 Ankasa. Polytank, Polytank, the original, always the best.
Welcome back to the Midday News. We have sports with Victor Achu Tamaklo. Victor.
Thank you, Maame Esi. And the outgoing president of the Ghana Olympic Committee, Benunu Mensah, has urged government to bid for the hosting rights to the 2028 Youth Commonwealth Games. He believes that Ghana has the facilities to host the event and ensure that after the tournament, those facilities do not deteriorate.
As I speak to you now, Ghana can comfortably, without any stress, host the Commonwealth Youth Games. The Commonwealth Youth Games have just about 12 disciplines. Okay, we did African Games, which is about 25 disciplines. We have enough facilities to host the Commonwealth Youth Games. I would want the minister to be bold enough and say, look, we're going to push for the next Commonwealth Youth Games, which is probably in 2028 or 2030. We have the hotels, we have a transport system that works, we have the facilities. You don't need any huge infrastructure to hold the Commonwealth Games, even the main games. And for me, I think that we should be taking advantage of the facilities we currently have.
Let me see here the outgoing president of the Ghana Olympic Committee, Benunu Mensah.
And do you agree with him?
No.
All right. Thank you so much, Victor. Well, she battled not one but two cancers. And just when hope was fading out, help came in. Thanks to a news feature here on Joy 99.7 FM, which highlighted her plight and asked for your support. We'll tell you about how the generosity of our listeners has given her a lifeline. Before that, though, listen to excerpts of that report by Irama Akwa.
She has spent her life caring for others, bringing life into the world. But today, Mariama Yayram Ibrahim, a midwife, fights for her own survival.
When I saw it, I was like, really? Or am I the one confused? Because that was not what I was expecting.
That was 2 years ago. A breast cancer diagnosis that would lead her through a maze of chemotherapy, surgery, and endless pain.
He was thinking it was a nerve-related problem, but because I can't raise the arm on the same side, then it will be brain-related. So I should rather do a head CT scan. So what is happening now is that it has spread to my brain. That was when I started crying. I'm bloated. I had sores on my body that I have to treat. A lot of things were just coming in. My vision too is disturbed. I forget things easily.
Well, there's hope now. Irama Akwa once again with a report on how listeners showed his love.
2 years ago, these were tears of sorrow. Today, they are tears of hope. Yairam Ibrahim Mariama shared the story with the world, and the world responded.
I'm grateful to everybody who has supported me, and I hope that whatever treatments I'll take will not be in vain.
A story aired on Joy News, and in just a few weeks, support poured in. She received 147,000 cedis from benevolent individuals. Businessman and philanthropist Alhaji Prince donated 140,000 cedis for her treatment and an additional 10,000 cedis to support her during the difficult months ahead.
Today, we are making a donation of 140,000 Ghana cedis, so you can raise up to the 300,000 needed. We also have his assurance that as and when we proceed with the treatment, if there is need to come in and support more, he is more than willing to support.
God bless you. I really appreciate it.
And that was Irama Akwe's report read to you, and that's how we draw the curtains on the midday news here on Joe 99.7 FM and also on Hits 103.9 FM here in Accra and on all affiliate stations across the country. The midday news is supported by Petroslow Platinum Energy, energizing dreams. I am Maame Esi Nyamekye Thompson. Up next is Living Word with Pastor Mensa Otabil.